Good evening. I'm Nail Mirza, and this is America Brief Today. Here are your top national headlines. Tonight, Washington faces renewed pressure over immigration and border enforcement as lawmakers debate the future of federal travel restrictions and asylum policy. Markets remain on edge as investors await the next signal from the Federal Reserve on interest rates, inflation, and economic stability. Global tensions persist as diplomatic talks continue between major world powers, while military readiness across NATO enters a critical phase. Artificial intelligence regulation accelerates as new legislation targets data privacy, automation, and cybersecurity risks. And severe weather continues to impact multiple U.S. regions, with storms, flooding, and temperature extremes affecting millions. We begin tonight with our top story: U.S. policy and national security. Tonight, U.S. immigration enforcement and national security policy are once again at the center of political debate. Federal officials are reviewing expanded travel and entry restrictions for foreign nationals arriving from higher-risk regions, citing concerns over visa screening, document verification, and international security cooperation. The Department of Homeland Security says the updated framework aims to strengthen background checks while protecting lawful travel and humanitarian pathways. Supporters argue the changes are necessary to maintain border security and prevent exploitation of immigration systems. Critics, however, warn the policy could discourage international students, business travel, and refugee resettlement programs that have long contributed to the U.S. economy and workforce. At the Capitol today, lawmakers from both parties questioned administration officials on how the policy will be implemented, how long restrictions may last, and what humanitarian protections will remain in place. Senior officials confirmed that updated digital screening tools powered by biometric verification and artificial intelligence will play a central role in evaluating visa applicants. The goal, they say, is to reduce processing delays while strengthening identity verification. Meanwhile, civil rights organizations are preparing legal challenges, arguing that broad restrictions could violate existing immigration law and international refugee protections. At the heart of the debate is a growing national question: how the United States balances border security, economic demand for labor, and its historical role as a destination for immigrants. Beyond immigration, national security officials are also monitoring foreign cyber activity, election interference risks, and critical infrastructure protection. Federal agencies report an increase in attempted intrusions targeting transportation systems, healthcare networks, and financial institutions. While most attacks are blocked before disruption occurs, experts warn that the speed and sophistication of cyber threats continue to rise. As election season approaches, lawmakers are under increasing pressure to deliver security without sacrificing civil liberties, a balance that continues to define national policy discussions. Economy and Market Report. Now to the economy. U.S. financial markets closed mixed today as investors remained cautious ahead of upcoming inflation and labor data. The Dow Jones, S&P 500, and Nasdaq traded within narrow ranges as traders weighed expectations around interest rate policy. Analysts say markets are caught between optimism over economic resilience and concern over the prolonged impact of higher borrowing costs. Inflation remains the dominant concern for consumers. While price growth has slowed from peak levels, food, housing, insurance, and healthcare costs remain elevated in many parts of the country. Mortgage rates continue to hover near recent highs, keeping home affordability under pressure. New home construction has slowed, while rental prices in several urban markets are showing early signs of stabilization. In the energy sector, oil prices fluctuated on concerns over global supply, shipping routes, and geopolitical risk. Gasoline prices remain volatile nationwide. The labor market continues to show mixed signals. While unemployment remains historically low, job growth has cooled in manufacturing and technology sectors. Hiring demand remains strongest in healthcare, logistics, education, and service industries. Small businesses report rising challenges tied to payroll costs, inventory pricing, and consumer resistance to higher prices. Economists say the coming months will be pivotal in determining whether the U.S. economy achieves a soft landing, avoiding recession while stabilizing inflation, or whether further tightening becomes necessary. Global affairs and war update. Turning overseas now. Diplomatic negotiations remain active across multiple global flashpoints. In Eastern Europe, talks surrounding the Russia-Ukraine conflict continue intermittently through diplomatic backchannels. While both sides engage publicly in dialogue, military activity remains active in contested regions. Analysts caution that despite renewed diplomatic language, a major breakthrough remains uncertain. Across NATO, member nations continue to increase defense spending, military readiness, and joint training exercises. Defense officials say alliance coordination is undergoing its most significant transformation in decades. In the Middle East, ceasefire negotiations, humanitarian aid access, and regional stability remain fragile. International mediators continue pushing for sustained escalation while security concerns remain unresolved. In the Asia-Pacific region, strategic tensions continue surrounding Taiwan, trade routes, and military patrols. U.S. officials reaffirm commitments to regional allies, while military leaders emphasize deterrence and stability. Global markets closely monitor these developments as geopolitical risk remains one of the most powerful drivers of energy prices, currency movements, and defense spending. Technology and AI report. Now, to technology and artificial intelligence. AI regulation continues to advance in Washington as lawmakers debate new protections tied to data privacy, deepfake media, biometric identification, and workplace automation. Supporters of regulation argue that AI systems now influence criminal justice, finance, healthcare, education, and election systems, requiring strict oversight. Technology companies counter that overregulation could slow innovation and weaken global competitiveness. Meanwhile, AI continues expanding into daily American life through customer service, medical diagnostics, financial forecasting, and digital content generation. Cybersecurity agencies warn that AI-generated scams, synthetic video, and automated hacking tools now pose one of the fastest-growing threats to individuals and institutions. Experts say the next phase of AI development will focus less on flashy consumer apps and more on national infrastructure, defense systems, medical research, and industrial automation. National weather and disasters, and now your national weather update. Severe storm systems continue to impact multiple regions, bringing heavy rain, flooding risks, and damaging winds across the Midwest and southern states. In the Southwest, heat alerts remain in effect in several desert regions, with above-average temperatures stressing power grids and water supplies. The Northeast remains under seasonal cold conditions, with snow potential increasing in higher elevations. Emergency management officials urge residents in affected areas to monitor alerts, repair emergency kits, and follow local evacuation guidance if necessary. Closing forecast and tomorrow teaser. Before we go tonight, here's what we're watching next. Tomorrow, we LLB tracking. New developments in federal immigration enforcement policy, the latest inflation and interest rate signals, updates from global diplomatic negotiations, major movements in the technology and AI sector, and the next round of severe weather alerts. That concludes tonight's broadcast of America Brief Today. I'm Nel Mirza. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay prepared, and we'll see you tomorrow.